say are the big three big flags that a man or a woman should look out for when they're entering a new dating relationship?
Unfortunately, I really hate to say this because we can't really control this, but your childhood. Unfortunately, your childhood creates an embedded kind of conflict between you and love. When we have a chaotic childhood, what we do is we create a core belief about ourselves that we're not worthy of love, we don't deserve love, or love is painful. And because that's a core belief, we go through life looking for somebody to validate that core belief. Now, if I meet somebody loving even, I will still try and create that core belief and make love chaotic. So
this is very funny. You see, when we are talking about the things you should know about your spouse or someone you want to spend the rest of your life with, you have to know more about that person. Childhood contributes a lot. Many people, a lot of people today, they pass through a lot of childhood traumas. You know, the way they were being raised, the way they were being, guided in their home, it contributes a lot. You see, upbringing, contributes. A lot of people out there who are toxic, watch them very well. Their homes are the same thing. The way their father and their mother are treating each other, it contributes. But most people you see, they wouldn't want to admit it.
Or I'll sabotage or do something. So unfortunately, you have to look at their childhood. Now, it doesn't mean if they've got a bad childhood, they're written off. Right. But if they haven't acknowledged the impact, you're going to be
the healing process.
You're going to be the punching bag.
Oh man.
Unfortunately, to you again, I don't tolerate nonsense. I've got boundaries. That's not how boundaries work. Teach the person how to love you. So my boundary might be as simple as, okay, take the shoes off when you go into the living room. Yeah, that's a boundary. Self-sabotage is not saying anything and be like, oh my God, he wore his shoes in my living room. I'm never speaking to him again. So I would say the ability to communicate boundaries in a way that will bring you closer rather than simply kind of drawing lines and running away.
Most of us, we always believe that sabotage and boundaries are all the same. Teaching people how to love you should have been your boundaries. Teach people how to be kind. Then how do you teach people how to love you? You have to start showing it, because love reciprocates. They have to see it in your actions. It is very important. You have now beginning to understand the things you should have found out before you start going into relationship with somebody. All these things are very important. Don't neglect it. Try to spread this video so that other people out there will understand what red flags are all about.
And running away. And so I think effective boundaries is a really important red or green flag. Competition or cooperation. And what I mean by that is when you have a partner that values your well-being and wants to see you feel less anxious, wants to see you feel happy, wants you to feel connected, they are cooperative. So when you say things like, oh babe, I haven't heard from you all day, they're like, oh, so sorry, I completely forgot. I'll call you in 5 minutes. Give me 10 minutes, I'll call you. But other times you'll have a partner where you say,
these are very, very good. Cooperation. Both of you are not competing. Who wants to be richer? Who wants to be bigger? Both of you are trying to, become one. There has to be cooperation. There has to be communication. There has to be understanding. That is what they call Michelangelo phenomenon, where you see the value in your partner or in your spouse. You ask this person, how do we make this thing come to reality? How do we develop it? How do we make this your dream come to limelight? All these things are
partner where you say, oh, I haven't heard from you. Stop trying to control me. You're always taking over. You're so needy. It's stuff like that. Is it competition or is it cooperation? When you voice a concern, do they actually want to see that the relationship get better and your well-being matters? Or are they so stuck on their autonomy and independence and not being controlled by you that they reject and neglect their responsibilities towards you? So I think that kind of understanding your partner's well-being, if it's not a case of
honest with you, it is normal when it comes to someone checking on you, someone trying to care your well-being and other stuff. It's very important, but don't overdo it. Most women, wants to see that, it is freedom. They want to be free. There are things you do when you are single. There are things you do when you are in a relationship. There are things you do when you are in a relationship. And there are things you do when you are in marriage. You see, there are things you do when you are single, when you don't have children. And there are things you don't do when you have kids. These are normal.
Understanding your partner's well-being. If it's not a case of like, why are you trying to control me? Why? It's more of a case of, oh, I didn't mean to. Okay, I understand your point. It's those partners that are in competition with each other, who can hurt who the most, or who can stay the most disconnected, who can stay the most independent. Why are you together? I don't understand those relationships. It's torture. It's real torture. So it's like, oh, I'm liking extra pictures. She told me not to like pictures. Now I'm going to do 10 times more.
These things are very important. Take cognizance of all these things. It will help you. You out there that want to go into a relationship. You out there that is already in a relationship. You out there that is already married. Please, let's make amends. Let's come together. Let's understand. Please, that time you're using to evaluate, work on yourselves. You always have a healthy relationship. It is only those who get to that level and that can be able to break that bond, they start enjoying it. Marriage or relationship is one of the things that can bring the worst in you and the best in you. So it's up to you to choose the one you want it to work on. So as you are listening to this video, please make sure you touch the like button. Subscribe. Follow me for more. It won't cost you anything to share this video. Thank you so much.